Welcome back. It is tier list day. Sorry for the weird sounding microphone. I'm having some computer issues, so this is a filter to block out the god awful noise my computer's making, so it sounds a little funky right now. With that being said, though, we're gonna hop into today's tier list. We are doing Xbox 360 best selling games. Listen, it's not I know there was a debate, the console wars. It was a huge deal, but the Xbox 360, without a doubt, had some amazing titles to it. I don't think that can be argued. And if you want to argue it, it's because you didn't play the Xbox 360. I have played, I believe, 95% of these games, maybe almost all of them. And there are just some absolute amazing ones here. So we're gonna go through this, talk about the games a little bit, and I'm gonna give you guys my rating. Of course, we have our top shelf, our bottom shelf, and our never played. So Ghost Recon 2 Advanced Warfighter, I think, is a perfect area to do a C list game. It's not that the game is bad by no means, but it's not something that I'm like, holy shit, this game is an absolute godsend. I think for Ghost Recon fans it is, but for me, very mid. Army of Two, I'm going to have a very, what's the word? Unpopular opinion with this game. I didn't care for it. Now, I know that this was like the co op game of a fucking generation for some people. And I get it. It was cool. I owned the game, and one of my good buddies at the time really loved it, and I couldn't get into it. I thought it was really I just didn't think it was that good. But I know a lot of people who love Army of Two. I'm just not. All right, so we got our Assassin's Creeds here. Let's just go ahead and put Assassin's Creed 2 at the top shelf. Assassin's Creed 3 is probably a B. Brotherhood's probably an A. OG Assassin's Creed's an A. Assassin's Creed Revelations is probably a B. And that will do it for those. We could argue to put Brotherhood or this maybe an S, and maybe we'll shift it near the end. But Assassin's Creed 2 was my personal favorite, and I think definitely deserves a top shelf spot. The Batman games, so we have Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. I liked those games, but I'm actually not a big fan of, I don't know what you call that combat. Hack and slash combat. It's the combat that's just like you get into a brawl and you punch and counter. I think it's very boring. Now, the stories in those games are great, but there was so much combat that I didn't find exciting that it kind of put me down. That's why it took me so long to get into God of War, because even though the story and the gods and everything was super cool, the combat was boring to me. Even at like a high level, like playing on a hard difficulty, it's just boring to me. I don't know. They're still good games. Battlefield Bad Company 2, very mid. I felt like this is what kind of brought Battlefield into that competitive space with Call of Duty. Especially with the explosive buildings. I really liked that aspect. I thought that was like a game-changing mechanic, but didn't end up really doing anything. It was a good game, but compared to some of the other stuff at the time, it really was not that great. Battlefield 3 was the best version of Battlefield in my opinion, but still really couldn't compete with COD. Here is our BioShock series. BioShock 1 for me is an absolute top shelf, and so is BioShock Infinite. However, BioShock 2 kind of missed the mark. It wasn't that it's a bad game and you're still in the world and there's still a lot of cool stuff. It just definitely did not compare to its follow up or its roots. I mean, Bioshock 1 is a goddamn masterpiece. and Infinite is just, yeah, something special. Borderlands. I have a very, 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 very soft spot for Borderlands. Um, I did not play the pre sequel. Um, Borderlands was a game that, for I think a large portion of people who played Borderlands, it was like a GameStop $20 bargain bin game. And I remember picking it up and getting it. And I'm like, oh my god, this game's fucking amazing. It's just it was so much fun. There's so much to it. There's a crazy amount of guns. The story's pretty rad. The characters are great. And then Borderlands 2 came out and just times that by like 5. Just so much craziness. And I spent a lot of time with some close friends growing up playing Borderlands, and those were some of my favorite gaming moments as a kid for sure. We got all of our Call of Duties here. We'll just get the easy ones out of the way for me. Modern Warfare 2 is a top shelf. Black Ops and Modern Warfare 4 is an S. I didn't play as much Call of Duty Black Ops 2, but it's still good. World at War, still pretty fun. And then COD 2 and 3 were pretty mid. But I mean, it's like the beginning of the series. Modern Warfare 2 for me is just when I really started taking shooters more serious. I spent a lot of time in that game and I loved it. Even though I know that a lot of it was broken and some shit was overpowered, I get it. That's not the point. And then I put an equal amount of time into Black Ops 1. Just wasn't as fun as Modern Warfare 2. And then I owned COD 4 and played it online, but I didn't really get into the shooter, like really playing a lot until Modern Warfare 2. And then World at War was fun, just not that clean of a game. And then 2 and 3 are just a little too dated for me. Crackdown, I was not a fan of the Crackdown series. Very boring to me. Dance Central, I haven't played. Dark Souls is a easy top shelf, easy, one of the best games ever made. Dead Island. Dead Island's a weird one. I really, really, really enjoyed Dead Island. And when it came out, visually, it was so spectacular. But the game was so riddled with issues. And I think it's funny because they are... Like, so many people bought and played Dead Island. And it could have been, like, a ginormous franchise. But they released, like, Dead Island Riptide, which was, like... I don't know if it was a DLC or a second version of the game. And that kind of did okay. And then we didn't get the new Dead Island until what, this year or last year? It was like 10 plus years. And it just, all the hype was gone. I liked the original Dead Island. I liked the story, but it was just too broken of a game to really make a drastic impact. Man, I'm going to get heat for having these here. I already know it. The Batman fan base for these games is insane. They're gonna hate me, but whatever. Dead or Alive 4, great fighting game, but it's it's a good fighting game. I loved the extra characters in here. Ninja Gaiden. Who else was in that one? I had a lot of cool cameos. Dead Rising. Fuck, man. I don't know. I didn't get it. Like, I didn't get the Dead Rising thing. I thought they were boring as shit and really silly, but that's kind of why like people like them so much. It just wasn't for me. Okay, well, where's Dead Space 2? So you gave me 1 and 3. Did Dead Space 2 not be a top seller? That'd be crazy to me. Okay, well, Dead Space 1 is a masterpiece. And Dead Space 3, I feel like, is an S. The whole Dead Space franchise is great. I'm actually one of the few people who really, really like 2. It seems like when you talk to Dead Space people, it's always 1, 3, 2 is the order, but I'd actually go 1, 2, 3 is my favorite order. For some reason, a lot of people dislike 2. I just thought it was a more well-rounded game. Dishonored. Oh man, Dishonored was so much fun. You could play that game like 3 different ways, and it's different almost every time. Fable 2, great game, a lot of fun, classic. Fable's a great franchise. Kind of hyped for Fable 4 if it ever actually sees the day of light. I don't know. Oh, Fallout. Okay. Fallout New Vegas is top shelf for sure. Fallout 3 is S easy. And you could probably put it in top shelf if you wanted to. I'm not going to, but I think all of these games right now made it in my top 50 video. Maybe I didn't put Dead Space in there, I don't think, which is another fuck up. If you go watch that video, I'll probably link it as a pop-up at the end of this video. But I think I even comment that if I were to do the list again, it would probably be different because it's just there's so many games that I would had to cut down. It's such a hard list to do. Fight Night Round 3, one of my favorite fighting games of all time. It's so fun. Forza 2 I did not play, but I did play this one. Forza's amazing. Gears of War, I am a big Gears of War fan. Gears of War OG is a top shelf for me. Gears of War 2 and 3 are probably going to be an A. No, yeah. Maybe Gears of War 2 there and Gears of War 3 here. Gears of War 3 has one of the saddest scenes in gaming, but overall it didn't stand up close to these two. And I did not like Judgment at all, personally. Ghost Recon is this? Which one is this? Advanced War Fighter. Not as good as the second one, but it's okay. Oh Lord, Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 4 has to be an S tier. I mean, I don't know of a game off the top of my head where every single DLC came out made the game way better. Except for Grand Theft Auto 4. Like, every single DLC was vast and crazy and good. And then GTA 5, we all know what GTA 5 is. And what it's done for gaming, and it's crazy. Okay, I haven't played Guitar Hero World Tour, and I haven't played Legends of Rock, but Guitar Hero 2, fantastic. Great music to pick from in that one. I didn't really ever get into Guitar Hero like crazy or Rock Band crazy, but I did have Guitar Hero 2, and I played it, and I could play songs up to Expert. I could play a couple songs on Expert, but not many. But I could beat all of them on the level before that. Oh, our boy. Our boy. Okay, well. So this is the anniversary edition. Fuck, man. Okay. So, Halo, we're just going to say this is Combat Evolved. We're going to put these two in top shelf. We're going to put Reach in S. We're going to put ODST in B. We're going to put 4 in B. And we're going to put Halo Wars in C. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Because I'd put Halo 2 up here as well. For Xbox 360 games specifically. I'm liking this list so far. I'm not seeing anything that I would drastically change. Up here I'm happy with. Gears of War might fall out. We'll see what else there is. I think you could argue GTA 4 up. That's how crazy good that game was. My boy Nico Bellic, man. Yeah, okay. I'm happy with this so far. I'm just excited for these comments if they come. Hitman. Hitman was decent. I'm not the biggest Hitman fan, but it's decent. Just Cause 2 I did not get into. Kinect Adventures is a bottom shelf bullshit. So is this. Okay, I'll tell you about the Kinect. I was so amped for the Kinect because I was like, dude, this is the fucking future of gaming, bro. Like, I was like, no way. Like, you can, like, there was like a UFC training game. So I bought the Kinect like day one. I got Kinect Adventure. I got the UFC training game, and I got some other dog shit game. And like within a week, I was like, this is not good. It wasn't ran good. It wasn't optimized. Half the time, it didn't really like pick up your motions. It just wasn't great. And therefore, those can fuck right off to the bottom shelf. L.A. Noire. Like, I have talked so much about L.A. Noire because it is one of those games that like doesn't, it has a very niche fan base to it, and I am like like the fucking driving factor of that fan base. I would kill for an LA Noire 2 with big boy Rockstar 2023 money. I think that they could change, I think they can make a whole entire genre of video games. Like LA Noire at its core, when it first released, I get it. There was issues, there was stuff people wanted that you couldn't get in the game, for sure. And then they revamped it with a re-release, made the facial expressions a little bit easier to like read, a little bit more fun of a game. But I just loved the idea. I loved the time frame that the game was in, and I think that it could have been a huge genre, but not enough people jumped into it. But with all the money Rockstar has now, I feel like they could make a absolute crazy crime detective game. And if you've never played LA Noire, I still recommend it to this day. Oh, our babies. Hello. Hello, my sweet princes. Yeah, we're not gonna play any games. We're not even gonna discuss it. Left 4 Dead 2 is still alive on Steam. The community's still good. Dude, Left 4 Dead's so fucking good. I just don't know what to tell you guys. I feel bad for people who didn't get to experience Left 4 Dead at its peak. It was like one of the best gaming experiences out there. Lost Planet, man, a game that has dissolved into the obscurity. Ugh, I really liked Lost Planet, but it's not that great of a game overall, and it's very repetitive, super short. Like I think you could beat it in like 8 hours, but it was one of those games that like the best way I can explain it is like, you know those movies that like you remember kind of fondly growing up, that but then you like rewatch it and you're like, oh damn, this movie sucks. Or like music that like you're like out of the blue you get like a Spotify recommendation for a song you haven't heard in like 15 years that used to be like a daily listen, and then you put it on and you're like, shit man, I used to like this. That's Lost Planet. It was great for the moment. It was great for the Xbox 360. Doesn't hold up today. Madden, I don't know. I'm not going to be able to tell the difference between the three games. I'm a Packers fan, so I guess Brett Favre is going to be the C1, and then we'll just put those other two down there. I played them. I played Madden fairly yearly up until 2011. And then I just kind of fell out of the Madden scene because it's bullshit. Ultimate Alliance. This is another game that I'm going to get some flack for. I didn't think it was that fun. I don't get it. I don't care. Sorry. Mass Effect. Yep. Okay. Pinnacle of Xbox 360 as well. All three of the games are absolutely amazing. I don't know anyone who would argue that, who has played Mass Effect. They're another franchise that was just absolutely ginormous. Minecraft. Yeah, we know. We know Minecraft. It's okay. Ninja Gaiden 2. I don't think I played Ninja Gaiden 2. I played Ninja Gaiden on the original Xbox and then the OG Ninja Gaidens, and they're all hard as shit. Oblivion, yep, yep. Fantastic. Orange Box, yep. This Orange Box if had the best little trilogy games. Like you got Half-Life Episode 2, you got Team Fortress 2 and Portal. Now granted, I don't know how big the Xbox Team Fortress 2 community was, but when Team Fortress was alive and well, or Team Fortress 2, a lot of fun. And I'm sure, I believe there's still several really popular servers on Steam for Team Fortress 2, but it definitely, I don't think it's held up the test of time personally. But those who love it, love it. And Portal is a masterpiece. Always will be. Perfect Dark Zero, they tried. It's not great, but not awful. Portal 2, can't say enough about Portal. Especially Portal 2. It's so good. Oh, my God. So good. Rainbow Six Vegas is in my top 50, shockingly for a lot of people. Rainbow Six Vegas 2, decent follow-up, but not great. Definitely can't be an A with those games. It'll be in a B. Red Dead Redemption 1, yep, classic. I arguably, now maybe Rockstar is just the goddamn kings at making DLC. Arguably one of the best DLCs I've ever played in my life, which is Undead Nightmare, where it's Red Dead Redemption but just zombies. I would have loved an Undead Nightmare for Red Dead Redemption 2, but sadly it's looking like we're not going to get anything for Red Dead Redemption 2, which kind of sucks. Resident Evil, yup. Put her up there, bud. Definitely a great one. Rock bands I never got into. Saints Row the Third, another one that I just don't get it, man. Like, it's so silly to the point where I just couldn't get into it. I know Saints Row has a great niche community that loves it, except everyone kind of unanimously said the newest Saints Row sucked. I didn't even like the third one. But OG Saints Row was dope because it was like Saints Row 1 and 2 took itself serious like a GTA. And I love some of the stuff in Saints Row 2, I think, where it's like the different gangs and you had to go out and do like things to make your gang more prominent. It's been a while since I played it, so bear with me. But like all the different gangs had different cultural aspects to it, like the cars they drove and different things like that. Is it problematic now? Probably. But that at the time it was a fun game. But then when the third one came out, it was like they decided like, hey, we're gonna go wild. Like we're gonna make this game over the top silly. And a lot of people liked it. I did not. Skyrim, yep. Don't even need to talk about it. Skyrim, one of the greatest games ever made. Force Unleashed, yeah. Absolutely. Absolute S tier. One of the greatest Star Wars games ever released. It's so fun. So is the second one. Tomb Raider, really good. That Tomb Raider, when it got revitalized, has been on an absolute win streak since then. And I've enjoyed them. I've played this one and one other one. Fantastic. UFC Undisputed. You know what? The UFC fighting games are actually pretty damn fun. And those early ones from like 2009 to like 2012 were really fun. Like where you could create a fighter and fight through the ranks. And it was actually hard. That's what I liked about the game. They were difficult. Viva Pinata. Yep, that was a game. The Walking Dead Telltale series is something special. I always wished that they would have merged the Walking Dead TV show with the Telltale story because I felt like the characters in the Telltale series were stronger and more interesting than like 95% of the people in the TV show. And man, you want to see a grown man cry? Have him play through the first season of The Walking Dead Telltale. It's something special. And our last game, XCOM Enemy Unknown. Fantastic RTS style game. Big fan of it. Man, this gave me so much nostalgia. There was so many good games on the Xbox 360. I mean, as you can tell, I have a lot of very nice things to say about some of these games. I know I would catch flack for this being up here, but it was just a really big game for me personally. We could probably argue Gears of War shouldn't be up here. Um, Assassin's Creed, all of them are always argued on where they stand. You probably could move out Mass Effect 3 or maybe Mass Effect 1 a little bit lower. 2 is a masterpiece, though. I don't want to hear it. Minecraft's the biggest game on the planet. Oblivion is not, in my opinion, isn't as good as Skyrim, but is still a goddamn masterpiece of a video game. Orange Box, I mean, just Half-Life alone puts it in top shelf. Portal would put itself in top shelf. So the combination of those two plus Team Fortress 2, it has to be there. Portal 2 has to be there. Red Dead Redemption has to be there. Left 4 Dead 1, I mean, you could argue putting it down a little bit more, but I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, this is my list. I'm not gonna do it in order because there's too many games, and if you want to see the order of how I rank my top 50 games, I'll list that video at the end. Let's check the community rank. If there is one. Okay. So, double S. Oh, these guys are absolutely insane. Let's start below and see if I get mad at anything. Okay, that's a catastrophe right there. That shouldn't be that low. That game's not that bad. Having Forza that low is crazy to me. Dead Space 3 that low seems off. Dead Island, yeah, okay. Mass Effect as a C is a wild shout. So is the Orange Box, Dishonored. I know LA Noire probably was going to be lowered, but that's crazy. Fable 2 was great. Mass Effect 2 at a C, like, who is doing these rankings? Resident Evil is a C? Y'all are crazy. What do they have in S and A? So, yeah. I mean, these are all games that I had pretty dang high. BioShock is just a B. Whoa. You're telling me that BioShock Infinite, Dead Space, Dark Souls, Borderlands, Star Wars Force Unleashed, Walking Dead are all on the same level as Saints Row the Third? Bruh. Fucking wildin'. But yeah, GTA 5, Minecraft, I get that. I know Black Ops 2 is one of the best rated Call of Duties of all time. And then S, you got your Grand Theft Auto 4 and Red Dead, Skyrim. I'm surprised Reach is so high. Reach usually gets shit on, but I'm glad it's there. I like Reach. All right, guys. Well, that will call it for this tier list. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Drop a sub if you want to see more of this content. We're trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the year. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. Peace.